Hey, welcome back. It's Craig Elliott here, back with the second in the Weight Loss Frustration to Freedom Secrets. These are a series of simple truths and principles that underlie the weight loss frustration to freedom solution and that no one's really talking about. Yet they have the power to revolutionize the way that you approach losing weight and also, of course, the results that you get. If you're interested in losing weight easier, faster, and with less struggle, and in a way that will naturally last, then you're in the right place. Because that's exactly what these secrets will do for you. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, you're going to wonder why you didn't see these for yourself, or maybe you did have a hunch but you haven't acted on it. You'll also wonder why these keys to the weight loss puzzle weren't brought to your attention earlier, and why aren't they out there in the mainstream. So lean forward, tune in, because here now is weight loss secret number 2. The solution is in the enabling. Now, what on earth do I mean by that? To help you to understand this, we first need to ask the question, what's the real problem with losing weight? Why is it that so many people are struggling? There's no shortage of diets, weight loss programs, information, exercise programs, gimmicks, apps, you name it. Everything is out there. So could it be that the real problem is in not being able to apply what you're being advised to do? Sometimes known as the knowing-doing gap. And unfortunately, you're operating out of an incomplete formula. So you're left with a bunch of ineffective ways to get yourself to do what you need to do that don't create any real or lasting change. I've discovered that the problem isn't in a diet or an eating plan. They definitely have their place. It's actually in the usual approach and the psychology that we take into that. And the thing is, there are 3 important ingredients that you need that are usually missing. Those 3 important ingredients are mindset, habit, and strategy, and better still, proven strategy. So you can be told 1,000,000 times not to eat junk food, yet if you're used to it, you feel like you like it, and you have no effective strategy to change that, then all the information, plans, and logic in the world isn't going to change a thing, is it? Now, these elements that are usually missing, they provide the enabler. But they're usually, once again, they're usually missing. So when it comes to losing weight, you're either enabled or you're disabled. And by disabled, I don't want to offend anyone with that. In this context, it just simply means you're unable to put what you need to into consistent action. It's just the opposite of enabled, disabled. You're one or the other. And because of that, here's the bottom line. New diet plus the same mindset is going to equal the same result. So I ask you, will the next new diet be the one for you? Probably not, because they all lead you to the same mindset. Let me just give you one small example that'll drive this home for you. So what happens when you tell yourself you can't have something? You can't have something that you want. You kind of want it more, don't you? And if you don't have it, you're going to feel deprived and unsatisfied, aren't you? And if you don't know any better, diets on the whole will tend to focus you more on what you can't have. Now again, I'm not knocking a diet or an eating plan. It definitely has its place, and you'll learn more about where that really fits in future videos. But this is just one example of how you can be disabled when it comes to actually doing it. And then with that, the same patterns just reoccur. So you get the same patterns occurring over and over. You go so far, but then you fizzle out, or something comes up to throw you off track, and often, secretly, you're even relieved. So we can pretty safely conclude, and you've probably proven this to yourself over and over, that the next new diet, approached with the same mindset, won't change a thing. You're getting great advice, but you're missing the stuff that actually enables you to put it into action. And even more so, to put it into action in a way that's comfortable or has a sense of ease, and therefore is able to last. Therefore, once again, the new is in the enabler. The solution lies in the enabler, and the new is in the enabler too, because the next new thing you need is the enabler. I mean, ask yourself, how many different diets or programs have you tried? Or attempts at the same diet even? Lifestyle programs, eating plans, exercise programs, etc. Have you noticed any familiar patterns reoccurring? We mentioned above things like you don't really commit at all, or you start with great intentions and gusto but soon that fizzles out, or there always seems to be something that comes up to throw you off track. You get busy, or you get sick, or you go on holiday, or you just seem to always put the weight back on, and you find yourself back at square one or worse sometimes. And so it goes. These are the cycles I'm talking about. So do you end up with variations of the same outcomes regardless of the diet? So why is that? Why do you think that is? So the big question becomes, is the answer to weight loss for you in the next new diet or weight loss program, supplement, app or gimmick, or whatever it may be? I'll let you answer that for yourself now. As we wrap up this slide, I've got one more question for you. What's the definition of insanity? And I think it was Einstein, it's a pretty well-known saying that said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Well, I want you to know that this is even more true as far as your mindset goes, because it's at the cause level. And if we turn that understanding around, this is what you can conclude. This is the good news. New mindset will give you new results. In fact, it can't not. It's absolutely true. Yet it's got to be the most overlooked and underutilized factor in the whole weight loss equation. And it can result in you thinking there's even something wrong with you. But let me assure you, you are not the problem. You're working perfectly well according to your current mindset. You just need to be enabled. So to reiterate once more, the new is in the enabler or in the enabling of what you need to do. So the solution you're seeking, again, won't be found in another diet or new weight loss program, the shiny object syndrome as it's known in other fields. The real breakthrough will come when you have a proven recipe for applying and putting into consistent action what is outlined in any reputable diet or weight loss program. That's the bottom line. I'm going to read it again. The real breakthrough will come when you have a proven recipe for applying and putting into consistent action what is outlined in any reputable diet or weight loss program. This is the crux of the whole message. Not only that, but you'll even be able to capitalize on all that you've learned in the past, because you're now able to be actually able to put that into action too. So the next and the last shiny new object you'll need is, of course, the enabler. Because it will be new and refreshing for you to actually follow the plan, right? What's more, if you're truly enabled, then you'll follow the plan with ease, without it being a struggle. So it'll feel good to do it. And that may be a new experience as well. Now, to clarify what I mean by enabler or enable, Following are some words that come up if you go to your thesaurus or dictionary and enter the word enable. And they're really important, they're really powerful, and it really, I think, drives home the point that I'm trying to get across here. So we've got allow, permit, empower, make possible, aid, assist, support, and facilitate. Now I think the fourth one on the list makes my point with the most punch. However, they're all pretty fitting. Now if you look on the flip side of make possible, you can also conclude that without the enabler, it's virtually impossible. Maybe you can relate. So the question now becomes, how do you go from disabled to enabled? Well, that's what the Weight Loss Frustration to Freedom solution is all about. These secrets alone will enable you. When you put them into practice and bring them together, what I've shared with you here is a simple but profound shift in your thinking and approach, and if you heed it and seek out that which enables you to do what you've been advised, instead of just seeking another diet or trying to diet and lose weight without adding this component, this will transform your results. Okay, so if you haven't seen the first secret, check that out. It's at the Weight Loss Frustration and Freedom blog. It starts the ball rolling, and then make sure to stay tuned to the blog, the Facebook page, and the YouTube channel, whichever you prefer. If you like videos, go there, because then you won't miss out on anything. You'll see the icons and links to the Facebook and YouTube page up to the top right of the blog. And at the very least, you've got to see the rest of these secrets, because they will change the way you lose weight forever.